Okay. It seems I'm not able to share my screen because I have to get the permission.
I think you can share your screen now. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, now it is been shared. So can you see my screen?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, yeah. Whenever you're ready. I think your team members are joining.
Yes, maybe we can wait like 3 minutes and we can go.
Just wanted to know something. So this session is completely going to be for your team members, right? So are there any students that I have to attend, or this is completely for the team members?
For the agencies.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, yeah, great.
Okay, so I think we can start. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, of
Um,
course.
Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our webinar about study in Canada by University of Southern British Columbia. I'm Lucie Grenon-Berger. I'm an international marketing and communication assistant at Johnny France. This webinar is delivered by Ms. Sreesha Sreedharan, recruitment specialist at UNBC. Located in the specular landscape of northern British Columbia, UNBC is one of Canada's best small universities. They have a passion for teaching, discovery, people, the environment, and the North. You can solve all your queries and ask questions at the end of the session. And now I pass it over Ms. Sreesha Sreedharan.
Thank you, Lizzie, for the introduction. So, hello, and this is Sreesha here. So I guess I will go with the presentation. Lucy has briefly mentioned about UNBC, like who we are and where we are located. So UNBC, University of Northern British Columbia, we are a public university, research intensive university, which is located in northern part of British Columbia. And we are located in the city named Prince George. So Prince George, it's basically a 20-minute city where You will be able to reach the university within 20 minutes from the main city. And even if the student is trying to, travel to different locations, it is just 20 minutes from Prince George City, the main areas like airports and other locations. So we term Prince George as a 20-minute city. And this is a view of our university. We will just go through a better view here. So this is another view of our university. You can see small apartment type buildings over here. So this is UNBC residence, on-campus residence. So now coming back again to describe about UNBC, we are a public research intensive university, and most of the students who are getting into a bachelor degree program, obviously they will be asking about the ranking and excellence of the university. So here is the details. We stand in top 3 universities in Canada, especially ranked under small research intensive university, which was done by McLean magazine. So we stand in top 3, and we are Canada's top 50 research university, one among top 50 research university, and we are in top 5% of universities worldwide. This is as per the Times ranking, and one among 250 young universities worldwide. So this is going to be the ranking and reputation of UNBC. So when you say a university in British Columbia, so particularly students will be asking like whether it is in Vancouver or is it near to Vancouver. So like some of the students, they might be very familiar with the big city. So the answer will be we are not in Vancouver. We are 1 hour flying distance away from Vancouver. So if someone is moving by car, then certainly they will be having a 8 to 9 hours journey from Vancouver to Prince George City. So now, what programs we offer? We offer bachelor degree programs. So this is going to be the primary program that we will be promoting. And yes, we do have a graduate option too, but graduate programs runs in September. But when you look into the bachelor degree program, you can see all the 3 intakes. So now, what programs we offer? So we offer Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts. So you can see various specializations. Under Commerce, we have 7 specializations. And in Science, we have 13. And in Arts, we have 12 specializations. So these are the specializations that we are focused. And these 3 programs are particularly offered Jan, May, and September. We also have another program, Bachelor of Planning, and that is also open for all the 3 intakes. So all our bachelor degree programs, the students will be having the opportunity to do a co-op, optional co-op while doing their undergraduation. And at the same time, for Bachelor of Arts, we do not require math, and Bachelor of Commerce and Science, although math is going to be one of the requirement, we can still accept the student if the student is not having math in grade 12, but the Commerce and Science students should be able to do an additional math paper in the first 2 years of their undergraduation at UNBC. So this is going to be the additional requirement for the students who don't have a math in grade 12. So the specialization, in addition to this specialization, students also have the opportunity to take joint degrees as well, like mathematics and statistics, or if the student is interested, like they can go for computer science and mathematics. So there are many joint major options where the student can club and take the program. So This is going to be the 3 major programs which we are running for January, May, and September. And as of now, the applications are open for January 2022, and we will move to the requirements. So the admission requirements, considering different country requirements, we have just categorized. There are 3 different commonly seen 3 different patterns. So we could say a student coming from grade 12 background and overall 60% with no subjects less than 50 is mandatory. And in a GCE system, in a British curriculum, for admission from a GCE system, a minimum of 2 A levels, 3 O levels, it should be completed with a minimum average of C or higher. And for an IB, we should be having at least an overall standing of 4 with no course below 3. So this is going to be the standard admission requirements to get into a general entry program like BA, BCom, BSc, or Bachelor of Planning. And now there might be other syllabuses. So say, for example, like if the student is coming from India, the students will be having CBSE, ICSE, state syllabus, respective state syllabus, and then NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling. So these are the common ones which we always used to see. So among them, I could say the students coming from CBSE or state syllabus or even NIOS, the percentage should be overall 60 with no subjects less than 50. And if you are taking any applicant from NIOS background, then certainly the student should be having a minimum of 3 academic subjects. It should not be like painting or any kind of arts kind of like home, like cooking or something. Home science or something like that. So the subjects, it should be academic subjects, and the 3 subjects are mandatory. So now, apart from this, based on the country, there are other requirements too, so that I can take individually while having the Q&A session. We can discuss it individually based on the country. And this is going to be the common admission requirements when it comes to general entry program. Now, what will be the language requirements? So UNBC's standard language requirement is overall 6.5 with no subjects less than, with no component less than 6. And if the student is okay to take TOEFL or PTE, they can take that as well. So TOEFL, it is overall 90 in an internet-based test score with no components less than 20. And if it is Duolingo, we would recommend student to have 105 or greater, or if it is PTE, overall 65 with no components less than 60. So there are different options that a student can take with regards to their language requirement. And there are some of the options where a student can get an IELTS waiver. So under GCE system, if the student is qualifying English in O level with a grade B, yes, the student can get a IELTS waiver. And if a student following CBSE or ICSE curriculum in India, if they are having their education completely in this curriculum for the last 5 years, then yes, we will be offering them an IELTS waiver. These are the possible options for a student to get IELTS waiver in UNBC. And then at the time of application, we would require the proof of language proficiency if the student is not falling into the category of waiver option. If they don't come under any kind of waiver option for language requirement, then while putting the application, language requirements has to be met, and we do not provide any admission letters with IELTS as a condition or the language requirement as a condition. So this is going to be the standard requirements. And now I'm just moving on to one of our highlighted program, Bachelor of Commerce in Management Information System. So this particular program, we have newly introduced this program, and the aim of this program is like the students can learn blending technology and management. So the benefit for a student will be like if a student is coming from a business background, but the student is very keen to go for a computer science or IT related program, but unfortunately we offer BSc Computer Science, which is Bachelor of Sciences in Computer Science. So certainly we will be looking for a student coming from science background. So then how a student can get into an IT related background if the student has completed completely business subjects. So this is going to be the answer for that. So students coming from business background, they certainly can join for BCom Management Information System. And this will be the possible career options, like the student can work as an IT consultant, a web developer, or a system developer, network administrator, or business data analyst. So these are the possible options for a business graduates to change his career into IT. So this is going to be one of the highlighted program which runs all in 3 intakes. And as I said, we have provided the students with an opportunity to do an optional co-op. So if the students are interested, it is not a part of the program or a mandatory thing that has to be completed, but it is optional one. If the student is really interested to do a co-op, yes, they can do the co-op. So in the first year, they can approach the co-op center and get the guidelines from there on how to qualify to complete a co-op program. They will help the student to prepare the resume, prepare the interview, prepare them for the interview, and at the same time, they will also provide them knowledge about the industries and the companies which are already there, where the students usually used to get different opportunities. So they will have an overall idea on how this works, and co-ops will definitely help them to get into their future jobs as well. So that's about the program, Management Information System. And I'm just moving on to our competitive entry program, Bachelor of Applied Sciences and Bachelor of Health Sciences. So these two programs, they are offered only in September. So the speciality of this program, it's competitive entry, and above all, the Applied Sciences Engineering degree program requires students coming from physics, chemistry, math background. So no student can apply to this program without math or without physics or without chemistry. So this is going to be the requirement that we will be looking into for a student who is interested to join for an engineering degree. And this program also includes a co-op term as well. And environmental engineering is a very unique program that we offer in coordination with UBC, University of British Columbia. So the students who are getting into an environmental engineering program, they have two options. Either they can complete all the 4 years at UNBC, or if they are interested, they can do first 2 years in UNBC, and then they can move to UBC to do their 3rd and 4th year. So this is completely optional. So the students who are getting into the joint venture program, they will be offered certificate from both the universities upon their graduation. So the tuition fee will be, the difference of tuition fees will be there. First 2 years with UNBC fee will be applicable, and the 3rd and 4th year, it will be UBC tuition fee. And now the Bachelor of Health Sciences degree, which runs only in September. And also I would like to remind something, this program is highly, highly demanded. And we always used to close this program in early of March. So this year, the program got closed in early of March itself. So we couldn't take any more applications to this particular program. It is highly demanded, and biology and math is mandatory for this particular program. So this is going to be the competitive entry program, and we are moving to the requirements. I have already mentioned our IELTS requirements, so just moving on to the percentage which is required for competitive entry programs. So competitive entry programs, like as I said, grade 12 standard admission requirements, overall 80% is required. This is how usually we used to get applications. If it is GCE system, 3 A levels, 3 O levels with a no grade less than a B, and if it is IB system, 30 points on diploma with no grade less than 4. So this is going to be the standard admission requirements for a competitive entry program. The language requirements remains the same. Waiver option, it also remains the same. The only difference is the percentage and also the score, the minimum score required in other GCE and IB curriculum is different from general entry program. So this is all about the undergraduate program. So these are the major programs that we offer at UNBC, where all the international students can apply. I'm moving on to our engineering program, which is offered at master's level. So this program is a unique program which runs only in September, and this program is offered only for civil engineering students. Please note that this is offered only for civil engineering graduates. We do not offer this program to architecture or interior design degree students. It will be very difficult for the students to follow this program modules because the program includes structural engineering papers with which most of the architecture or interior design students don't have any base or background during their undergraduation. So certainly this is offered only for civil engineering graduates, and we would require 70% or higher in undergraduation. And for India, the maximum number of backlogs which we will be looking into will be 3 to 5. 3 academic references required. The duration of the program is just 12 months, and the tuition fee is just only 15,000 Canadian dollars. So this is going to be the tuition fee. And please note, this program runs only in September, and the program is having a rolling admission. So even if you have an applicant now, and the student is very keen to learn about this particular program, then yes, the student can apply if they are meeting the requirements. And the IELTS requirement is slightly higher than any other program. This is overall 7 with no band less than 6.5, but the student can also write Duolingo as well. So the acceptable score is 115 or greater in a Duolingo exam. So this is going to be the requirements. And talking about this program, integrated wood design degree, the program teaches the students on how the application of wood is being introduced into construction. So this is all about the program. And now we will move to cost of education and cost of living. So here the finances, the cost of our undergraduate programs, which is the general entry programs, it will be 22 to 25,000 Canadian dollars in a year, which includes the textbooks and supply fee as well. If you are looking for an engineering degree, the tuition fee starts from 26 to 28,000 Canadian dollars. That is going to be the difference. And if the student is interested to get into on-campus housing, so this is going to be the expense, like they should be able to spend at least 10,000 Canadian dollars in a year. And they will have the meal plan as well. So there are two different meal plans, like 7-day or 5-day. And it is not mandatory for a student to get into on-campus housing. So if the student is interested, they can also take their accommodation off campus as well. So this is just a vague amount which we have put. Many students used to live in Prince George City and also close by to UNBC as well. So the expenses may vary depending on what kind of student, what kind of accommodation the student is taking. And in Prince George City, there are no hustle in getting part-time jobs as well. It's a very wonderful community with a great population. And Prince George is having another public institution over there, which is College of New Caledonia. So these are the only two educational institutions in Prince George City. So we are not clogged with too many international students. So all the students have their opportunity to get into the part-time jobs, and at the same time, they have the opportunity to get their full-time work as well once they graduate. So this is all about our programs, requirements. I would be happy to take questions now. Like for January intake, we are taking applications with application fee waiver. So usually our application fee for undergraduate program will be 125 Canadian dollars, but we have waived off now. And for master's degree, the application fee is 153 Canadian dollars, but there is no waiver option available for master degree. The students have to go with the application fee. So this is going to be the program details, and we can get into the questionnaire. Like you can ask or you can write it in the chat box. Okay, so Deepa, application is be done online. Yes, Deepa, application is done online. So you have to do the application through Education Planner portal. And once the online application is done, you will get an acknowledgement receipt from the portal. And along with the receipt, you have to submit the documents, like for the undergraduate programs, we would require grade 10, 12, and the passport copy of the student. If it is required to submit a proof of language proficiency, then yes, that has to be required. So all these documents has to be enclosed and submitted to the international admissions. So that is how the admissions, the application process is being done. So to get the application fee waiver, once you complete the BC Planner portal application, you have to share the login credentials with us. So we will be enabling the waiver option. So there is a question. So the meal is divided into breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or how it works? Okay. It depends. It depends on student, on how the student is going to design their meal, because in UNBC as well, like when you go to our website, you can see the menus. There are different kind of menus. So some of the students, they used to customize it. They will talk to the chef and they used to customize their food type. So I could say that it depends on the student. And again, regarding the graduate application, you have to do that in BC portal itself. After completing the application, the graduate admissions will be contacting the student and you as well. So please make sure that you are submitting both the student and your email ID. Any scholarship opportunities? Yes, Deepa. First, the student has to put an application, And once they receive their admissibility from UNBC, the student will also receive email with UNBC student account credentials. So the student has to log in with the credentials shared. They have to activate their account, and then they can open and see the possible scholarship options which is available for them. And scholarships are always like, we can't say that the decisions will be coming before they get their visa application, visa approval. So we can't say that. The scholarships are definitely based on academic merit. So whichever scholarships are open in the portal, the student can apply. So there is another question. So what is the TAT to get the offer letters? So the turnaround time, if you are submitting all the documents properly, like without any missing documents, then yes, it will be 7 to 10 working days, you will be getting the letter. So in bachelor's, there is tourism management. Does it include hospitality as well? So we have a very specific program, Bachelor of Arts in Nature-Based Tourism Management. So hospitality will be quite different. So if you could look into the program modules, it is more over the program modules are a little bit of different from usual tourism and hospitality management programs. So this is something that student will be having the program modules to learn completely, like, more in outdoor. So yes, they do. They will be having some of the papers, but completely we can't say like it's a kind of tourism and hospitality as in a general program. So are there any more questions? I think there are some questions in the chat box as well. Okay, it seems like what's the budget? That's the question. So I really don't know whether it is tuition fee the person is asking. If they're asking about tuition fee, then the tuition fee is 22 to 25,000 Canadian dollars annually. That's for general entry programs, and for competitive entry programs, the tuition fee will be 26 to 28,000 Canadian dollars. Okay, I guess that answers Vipin's question. And there is another question from Mr. Ajay Bandhari. Does account and finance in masters available? No, we don't have that program. So Ajay has asked again another question, IELTS 6.0. No, we can't accept any candidates coming from IELTS 6 with a score of 6.0. It is mandatory for the student to have 6.5, not less than 6. So there are no exemptions. Exemptions are being offered only for CBSE and ICSE students who have a background of at least 5 years of education, completely in English curriculum. So
Someone is asking if accounts and finance in masters are available.
Yeah, I think I have answered that. Like, we don't offer any master degree program in accounts or finance. I guess there is a question which is repeated again. Okay. So that is regarding the bachelor's in tourism management. Does it include hospitality as well? So the program which we are offering here, certainly the nature-based tourism management is something that a student can explore and learn. Like the student will be learning more about adventure tourism, indigenous tourism, eco-tourism as well. So this is going to be the um, kind of specialization that the student will be doing. The most of their specialization comes in like marketing and entrepreneurship. Within the program, there are different sub-specialization like marketing and entrepreneurship, or outdoor education, or communities and tourism. So this is going to be a very different program than a usual one. I can help you with sharing the link of the program here, so you can understand like what we will be looking forward for a candidate who is joining for BA Nature-Based Tourism Management. Placement is given. What is the ranking of university? Okay, so as I said, like placement is not going to be a correct terminology that we can use when in terms of doing or pursuing an undergrad, pursuing a particular program in a different country. So UNBC is like, we have career fairs happening on campus, so the students can participate in the career fairs. So there are many companies visiting, so it happens twice in a year, usually January and September. So the students can explore the opportunities whichever is available during these career fairs. And usually the students who get into this undergraduate program, they also look forward to completing a co-op program as well. So this co-op program helps them to get into their future jobs. What is the ranking of the university? I guess I have already explained that during my presentation. So we stand in top three university in Canada, which is categorized under undergrad small research intensive university, and this is as per the McLean magazine ranking. And within top 50 universities in Canada for research. So that is going to be our ranking. So I guess the common questions are over. Are there any questions in okay, what is the initial deposit the student can pay? That's a very good question. 7,500 Canadian dollars. This is going to be the initial deposit that we will be asking for a student. Based on different countries' requirements, they can make rest of the tuition fee payment. So if the student is enrolling, then yes, a deposit of 7,500 is required. If this is applicable for all the programs, like even if the student is moving for Master of Engineering, this will be the same amount that the student should be paying, and 7,500 is a tuition fee of 3 terms. And usually I used to get one question, is gap an issue, or like some of the students used to come after completing diplomas after grade 12, and some of them used to come with some work experience and short-term courses and everything. So when it comes to students with academic gap, I would recommend first thing, you have to go through the scorecard of the student and make sure that the student is meeting the standard entry requirements, first thing. Second, the IELTS requirement. And the third, even if they have completed any kind of diploma or any other kind of program, make sure all the certificates and the transcripts are available while you put the application. So some of the students used to have 3 to 4 years gap after their grade 12 studies, so they used to apply. So make sure proper documentation is there for student, whatever they have studied, wherever they have worked, so that this is mandatory to submit all those documents, or then our admissions team can evaluate their application properly. What's the minimum percentage as the eligibility? I think Vipin has missed a little bit of this session, I believe. Our general entry requirements, it is overall 60% with no subjects less than 50, and for a competitive entry program, our requirements will be 80% with no 80% overall, 80% or greater. And the GCE system, 2 A levels and 3 O levels. This is mandatory for a general entry program. Okay, there is one more question, I think. Age limit for applying to a UG program. As I said, we don't specifically say an age limit for a particular student to put an application, but at the same time, you have to consider the student's prospects in getting the visa from that particular country. And apart from that, a proper documentation is required for the students. So without any proper explanation, with unnecessary gaps, no, that sort of applications can't be entertained. So even if you have any kind of applications with more academic gap, then you can send me an email where you can submit the documents for a quick evaluation and see the eligibility. Then you can put the application. That would be much better. For the scholarships, what is the academic eligibility? So different scholarships have different criteria. So for initially, the student should receive their admissibility to a particular program at UNBC, and then they have to look into the open scholarship options which is available for them. So once they receive the offer, they have to activate the student account and they have to see whichever scholarships are open, and whichever is open and whichever falls under their category to apply, then yes, the student can apply with the required documents. So specifically, we can't say that this is going to be the academic eligibility, or this is going to be the percentage which we will be looking forward. We are giving this opportunity to all the international students to apply for the scholarship. So I guess students receiving their offer, they have to activate the account and see their options and then put the application. So definitely the scholarships are offered based on the academic merit, but we can't fix a particular percentage or fix a particular credential for that. On-campus part-time jobs are available for the students. Okay, so Deepa, I believe on-campus jobs are always limited. So there are many international students. Yes, some of the students used to work on campus, but not many, because the number of opportunities obviously will be quite less when it comes to part-time jobs on campus. So options are there, but most students used to work off campus. Students say usually they don't get scholarship. Is it true? Okay, Mr. Vipin. Well, in this case, you have to remember my answer. The scholarships are always based on academic merits. So I guess that answers your question. So the next query can be answered by Ms. Deepa or the panelist over there. So which is not related to Canada or UNBC or any other education.
So I think
Mr. Yeah, the questions are over, I believe. I
yes,
think
I think we were.
Yeah, yeah. So Mr.
Okay.
Vipin is out of the blue, I think. So he's discussing common things over here. So maybe someone should connect with him and clear his queries. So he's not aware that this is a specific institutional program. That's okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
a question: how many hours are they allowed to work in a week?
20 hours during their academics. So as usual, like that's a standard rule which you can see, and 40 hours or like full time during their vacations.
Okay, so thank you for your time and your presentation.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, I guess I have answered everything. And Ms. Deepa is having all my email IDs and the application procedure. Although I have just vaguely mentioned about how to put an application, I'll be sending another email explaining on how the application process has to be done and completed. So I'll be sending a separate email to Deepa, and I would recommend to do a complete evaluation for if you have any confusions, any student or document, if you have any confusions, please write an email to me along with the student's document. I don't require a passport or anything. I just require the grade 10 and 12 scorecards. And also if they have language proficiency document, please do share that as well. So if I have received all those documents, then definitely I'll look into the evaluation, and you will get, you will come to know whether the student is okay to apply or not. So I would recommend you to do. In this way, we can, filter out the eligible applicants.
okay, perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Thank
thank you
you.
very much for your time and your presentation. I wish you a very good day.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you, Deepa, for organizing. Thank you, Lucy, and thank you, Deepa, for organizing this session. Anyways, it was nice. It was great questions as well. So thank you so much. We'll connect you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.